Welcome back to the podcast again, you guys. Today's video is going to be about the scariest haunted maze that I've ever been to. Now, this place, it's not necessarily a maze. Maybe it's like more of a haunted house type thing. Haunted maze, haunted house, whatever you want to call it. It's along those lines. I'd say that's the best way to define it. This place is called 17 Doors. It might be the 17th door, 17 doors, something along those lines. And let me just explain a little bit of what it is. So, there's obviously 17 rooms where various things will take place, and I'll get more into that later in the video. But first, I'm going to explain, how I was turned on to this place and how I ended up making it there. My friend calls me up, and he tells me, a group of my friends want to go. Everyone wants me to go as well. We're all going to go later tonight, blah, blah, blah. My friend needs to buy the tickets and buy the VIP tickets. So I thought to myself, yeah, I'm down for that. That sounds like a great time. I'm one of those people that really enjoys anything that's scary related. I really enjoy scary movies. I enjoy the aspect of different scary things, different like ghost stories, whatever. I just enjoy that whole aspect. Now, I feel like when people people say they enjoy scary things, I think that some of them more are along the lines of adrenaline junkies. They just kind of enjoy the scare, which brings up their adrenaline. It gets their heart racing, and that's what they really enjoy. But for me, I think it's more of, I just enjoy, for whatever reason, I enjoy the scary part of it. The adrenaline, not so much. I'm not really an adrenaline junkie. I know I enjoy fighting, but I wouldn't really say that I enjoy fighting because of the adrenaline part of it. I just think it's fun. And a lot of the other activities that I do, I'm just not a big adrenaline person. I try to any situation that I go into, I think, okay, what's my risks and what's the reward from this? Is this worth the risk? Whatever I'm doing. So for instance, skydiving. The reward is having a great time, getting adrenaline up, and the risk is, again, hitting the floor and the parachute not opening or something going wrong, the plane malfunctioning and something going wrong again. The risk is so small, though, that's why skydiving would that'd be something I would do, actually, because the risk is so low. But I always try and weigh things out. What's the risk? What's the reward for this? So the risk to reward for this thing was not a big deal. I was like, all right, well, what's the worst that can happen? Not a whole lot. Well, I could lose some money. I could not enjoy it, whatever. I paid some money. I don't enjoy it. That's something that could happen, I guess, but it's not a really big risk. The reward would be cool, hanging out with a bunch of my friends, going through this together. I think that'd be a great time. So I tell my friend, yeah, I'm down. Buy me a ticket, get me the VIP, and I'll be at your house a little bit later. Later rolls around, and I show up at my friend's house. It's about 5 of us, and we all head over there. So as we're heading over there, we get there, and I'm looking around at the place, and I'm thinking, wow, the whole setup on the outside was crazy. They had full fences with barbed wire on them. There was, actors that were wearing costumes and doing their thing and scaring people already. And I was thinking, okay, this might be pretty crazy. So we go up. We have to sign a waiver. So you have to sign a waiver for going in. That's how crazy this place is. So I was thinking, okay, if I have to sign a waiver, this has to be pretty legit. This has to be the real deal. So I signed my waiver, and all my friends signed our waivers, and then we're trying to figure out where the line was. The lines were kind of Willy Wonka set up. I don't even know what was going on. So we go and ask one of the guys, do you know where we're going? And we ask him, we have VIP, so is there a certain line for VIP? So I walk up to him and go, oh, hey, I have my ticket, I have VIP, where do I go? And he's like, oh, get in the line, back in the line with everyone else. Your VIP doesn't mean shit or whatever, something like that. And I was thinking to myself, oh, maybe that's part of the act. Like maybe these guys are just tools and that's part of like the scary part. I don't know. So we get in line and we're waiting. The wait wasn't too bad. And when you sign these waivers, you can be touched by the actors in the costumes. And so this older dude, 50 looking, he's probably 50 years old in like a cop uniform, had a taser on him. And he's showing everyone the taser. And it's one of those weak tasers. It's not really a big deal. And he starts playing with my hair. And I thought that was so weird. I was like, what is going on here? It was just getting crazy. And I tried to walk away from him. And then he finally left me alone. I thought he was going to tase me. But he ended up tasing other people. And so anyways, we're waiting in this line. And some of the actors are coming around just doing random stuff to people, just kind of messing with people before they go in, getting them, kind of warming them up for the experience. So anyways, as I get into this place, it wasn't all that scary. I did get tased. I got wet. There wasn't really a whole lot to it, though. The tasing was brutal. They sat you on a chair, and everyone's sitting in a chair, and you get to pick the people's numbers, whoever you want to get shocked. And the lasers will point on whoever you picked, and that person gets shocked. And there was 3 rounds of it, and I got shocked all 3 rounds. And so the first round, I'm sitting on the chair, right? There's a back to it, and there's the bottom to it, and I'm sitting on it. And I didn't think it was gonna be that bad of a shock, but it shocks the shit out of me. And I go, oh, we're in for some shit here. We are in for a crazy time. The second time, I didn't even realize the buttons did anything. I was so scared of being shocked that I was like, oh, I don't give a fuck about these buttons. I don't even care. But I'm just clicking them anyways. I'm just clicking random buttons. And the second shock comes. And I'm thinking, okay, well, I'll just lift my ass off the seat so it doesn't shock me. Genius. Boom. Lift my ass off the seat. Shocks again. The back shocks me this time, though. So I'm pushing my back against the seat, and it shocks the shit out of me again. So the third round, I'm thinking, okay, I'm just fucked. And that's just how it's going to be. So I'm just going to tense myself up and get ready for the third shock. Third shock comes around, hurts again. And these shocks hurt so bad. I don't know why, but these were so powerful. We also got suffocated. There was a latex type wall. We all lined up against the wall. This latex layer comes over us, and then what would the word be? They like suction all the air out of it. They vacuum the air out. They vacuum seal. That's what they do. They vacuum seal the latex, and it goes against you. And I probably couldn't breathe for like 20 seconds. Not a big deal. I just held my breath. It was kind of like we knew the wall was coming down, so it was pretty much a sign. Hold your breath. You're about to be suffocated for a few seconds, whatever. But the whole experience was kind of interesting. There was also a part where they put a mask on you and you get shot by these little like foam bullets, which kind of hurt. Not too bad. But by the end of it, we were shocked. We were tormented. We were beaten down, physically and mentally broken. It wasn't really that bad. I mean, it was kind of a cool experience. I think the tickets were like $30 or $40 plus VIP was another $6. So not too bad. The experience lasted about 30 or 40 minutes. I wouldn't necessarily call it scary, though. Again, it was just, we pretty much just paid money to be tortured for 30 or 40 minutes. And the torturing wasn't even that scary. So there wasn't much scare to it. It was all right. I would encourage people to try it. If someone asked me, like, oh, would you encourage going here? I'd say, yeah, for your first time. I would definitely go again if it was my first time. But now that I've experienced it, it wasn't really worth it to me. It was cool. It was a cool experience, and I'm glad I got to do it, especially with my friends. But again, it was more of a torture house than a scary house or a scary maze. It was it was pretty intense. And I should probably go back a little bit. As we were in line, I was watching some of the people walk out the exit, and these people looked so traumatized. I thought, wow, what are we getting ourselves into? But again, it wasn't all that bad. The biggest problem actually was from it. I ended up getting a sinus infection, and the sinus infection lasted about a week. It was brutal. I had to take work off. I was dying for a couple of days. It was brutal. That was probably the scariest part of it. I didn't know you get free staff when you pay for $40 to get in this maze. If I knew I was going to get staff, what am I saying? Staff. Sinus infection. It's a sinus infection, not staff. If I got staff, that'd be even cooler, though. But again, the sinus infection was killing me for a couple days. But the overall experience was kind of cool. What would I rate it at 1 out of 10? Because me and my friends discussed after it, and we were kind of talking about it, and everyone had the same, what's the word? Consensus? Census? Same census? We all thought that it was okay. Just okay. Maybe a 6 out of 10. I felt like we were kind of being rushed. Again, 17 doors, 17 rooms. It just seemed like they were trying to push you through as quick as possible, and it just felt a little bit too rushed. And some of the other experiences, if you look up, it was in a certain building where if you looked up, it kind of looked like office ceiling, and that kind of it just took away from the experience a little bit. So I don't want to be too nitpicky of things, but if I really want to judge it harshly, those are just some observations that I made. Again, probably a 6 out of 10 I'd give it. Would I do it again? Probably not. If one of my friends really wanted to go that hasn't gone, would I go with them? Probably. And it's open for only Halloween, so it's just a Halloween attraction. Kind of brings people in. I thought it was kind of cool. Interesting crowd. It was in the back of a shopping lot, and that kind of was weird to me. But each to their own. You know, they got to do what they got to do. I think they moved locations recently, because a couple other years before they were doing a different location that was, what I heard, better. And that was that. So I hope you guys enjoy the story. If you guys want to check it out, I'll leave their website in the description down below. You guys can check it out, click on it. If you're in California, I would encourage you to maybe try it out if that's something that you'd be into. Have a great day, you guys.